If you're looking for simple meal ideas that make meal planning easier, then this episode is going to be for you because today I'm sharing 4 meals that regularly make their way back onto our menu because they're quick, easy, healthy, and they're made with ingredients that we usually already have on hand. These are go-to meals that we rely on during busy weeks when we want something nutritious without spending hours in the kitchen. And the best part is that keeping a few tried and true favorites in your rotation can help make meal planning feel much less overwhelming. So give these meals a try, and you might just discover a new family favorite to add to your own meal planning calendar.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renae Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
Deciding what's for dinner can be one of the hardest things that we do, not because it's difficult to decide, but it's just one of those things that we have to make decisions on at the end of a long day. So having a meal planning routine in place is a game changer to be able to plan these out one time for the whole week, and all you have to do is show up and start cooking because everything has been taken care of. You've already done the grocery shopping because you only have to go once, and it just makes it super seamless. But in addition to having a really good, simple meal planning routine, we also want those meal ideas collected. So I always suggest to have like a master list of your favorites and be able to pull from that whenever you need some ideas and inspiration. But obviously, there are going to be things that you add to your calendar or your meal planning calendar that aren't always on your list because you're testing out new recipes or things like that. And we definitely do that. We will test out new meals or recipe ideas and we add them to the list if we really like them, and they kind of start making their way into the rotation. So we don't have like a set schedule of like these are the 4 weeks and we just repeat that 4 weeks over and over and over. And that works for some people, and maybe we'll try that eventually, but we just don't do it that way. We pull meals kind of based on what is happening in our life, schedules, seasons. Like we definitely have different ingredients on hand often at different times of the year based on like weather because things are in season, and we do like to buy organic as much as we can, and what's in season at the time. So it does change, but what we have found is that when we are creating this meal plan, these are 4 meals that consistently make it back onto the meal plan. And the reason that is because one, they're super quick and they're easy to throw together. You don't need an actual recipe because it's kind of based on what you have on hand. So some nights they'll taste a little bit different because you're just kind of pulling together what you have. But it works really well because when you have meals like this that are on your calendar consistently, it helps you to kind of curate what you're buying as well, and you can adjust them based on what you typically have in your household. So I will go through the 4 meal ideas and you can kind of see what I'm talking about here. So these are the 4 like go-to healthier meals that we make on repeat. Number 1 is a stir fry. This is great to use up, especially at the end of the week when you're trying to use up all of your veggies. This one is so good for that. We basically take anything we have left over for produce. So it could be like onions, peppers, broccoli, carrots. We just shred them up or we like julienne them so they're small. Sprouts, mushrooms, zucchini, any vegetables that you have that can be combined into a stir fry, we pull them together and we stir fry those. And then we add some type of protein, whether it is chicken or beef. You can use ground beef or ground turkey. Take a steak and slice it up. You can use anything. It can be from the freezer or it can be leftover. And you can just saute it all up and make this really flavorful veggie loaded stir fry. And you can choose to either eat it as is, where it's just a bunch of stir fried veggies and your protein, or you can like serve it over rice or cauliflower rice or even noodles. You can do spaghetti noodles work, but we really like doing like the rice noodles. They're super quick to make and it just tastes really yummy. And then if you have it all seasoned and flavored and you like load a bunch of garlic and everything in there, it is really good. And then you just choose whatever sauce you want. So if you have a stir fry sauce that you like, or you can make your own, you can use soy sauce, you can do whatever works best for you. We really like doing I'm going to say the brand name wrong. I think it's Bacons or it's Bachan apostrophe S. If you want to look it up. I don't know exactly how to say it, but it's the Japanese barbecue sauce. And it's more of a stir fry sauce rather than a barbecue sauce, but it is really good when you are just making a quick stir fry like this. And it's just a really great meal to plan for at the end of the week before you do your next round of grocery shopping to try and use up a lot of those veggies. Another thing that we put in here is cabbage. That's a really great one to add to that. Just slice it up real small or like in thin strips and then saute that up with the rest of your veggies. And you just get a total veggie loaded dinner that is very tasty. So that's one we love doing. The second meal that is our go-to is chicken burrito bowls. We love some burrito bowls and we do eat a lot of chicken. So chicken burrito bowls are a go-to. We never really get sick of them. And you can again customize them based on what you have on hand. So a lot of times we will just grill the chicken. Tony likes grilling and we think it tastes better with it grilled, but sometimes we will just sear it or like bake it in the oven, however we want to if we're doing it inside. But typically it's grilled chicken. And then we will make some black beans. Sometimes we'll make corn. We can do rice or cauliflower rice, or we just load it on a bed of romaine lettuce. But then you just top it with whatever you want. You do kind of like taco toppings, and you think about like what is it, when you go to like Chipotle, like or Qdoba, like those are the types of bowls that you're putting together. So we like doing diced tomato, red onion. We do have like cheese or sour cream, but I actually like skipping both of those and doing an avocado cream instead. It just makes it super creamy, and I use that as like the dressing for it. And I like doing this because typically I would just make a guac, but or like a guacamole. But Tony doesn't really like guacamole, but he does like avocado cream because he's more of a sour cream fan. So if you want to throw something like this together, I just smash avocado, I put a little bit of sour cream in there, and I squeeze like fresh lime juice, salt, and then cilantro. And typically, like we do sometimes have fresh cilantro, but because it goes bad so quickly and we don't eat it fast enough before it goes bad, I just started buying like the freeze dried cilantro because it stores super well. So I ended up just sprinkling some of that in there, and then you basically just whip it with a fork until it's like nice, light, and fluffy. And it is so good. And you just put that on your burrito bowls and you just have it with that like super seasoned grilled chicken, and it's really delicious. So that is something that we definitely go to. You can do, things other than chicken. You can do any type of protein that you want and do a burrito bowl. You could even do, ground turkey or ground beef and make it taco seasoned and then throw it on there, and it ends up being more of like a taco style burrito bowl. You have so many options, but this burrito bowl style, where it's more Mexican flavors, is really good, and that is definitely one of our go-tos. The third meal that is our go-to is just the simple protein, carb, veggie layout. So you can just pull a protein, pull a carb, and pull a veggie, and that becomes your meal. And that works really well. So we do that a lot. A lot of times, our go-tos are like a grilled chicken with roasted sweet potatoes and like steamed broccoli or roasted broccoli, or we'll do grilled chicken with rice or mashed potatoes and then like sauteed green beans. And a lot of times, like we'll cook down the sauteed green beans with onions and garlic and mushrooms, and we just like cook that down until they're like really soft, and then we'll put a little butter on top. Like they're really delicious. My mom used to do that when we were young, and she would cook them down in a cast iron skillet. And we now have a cast iron skillet the last couple of years, and that is one of our favorite things to do is like you just let them cook for a really long time and it's easy and it is really yummy. So that is like a go-to. You could do any protein, any carb, any veggie, and you just put it together and it is a pretty balanced meal. And then our fourth go-to is salads. You can have so much variety and options with salads that it ends up being something that is always popping back up onto our meal calendar. And this one is definitely something that changes depending on the season, especially because in the summer, you're going to want, a lighter, fresher feeling salad, where in the winter time, you end up going more towards those like savory, like earthier salads where you've got maybe like the roasted sweet potato in there and you've got like kale, and it ends up being more of like a harvest style salad, where in the summer you can have those fresher notes where you've got like the balsamic and you've got strawberries, or you've got like those fresher greens, and those are the types of things that we have seasonally. So this is one that does change what type of salad we have, but we typically have a salad coming back onto our rotation. Our go-tos are generally though like a taco salad, where we'll do like ground turkey seasoned with like a taco style seasoning, whether we're using the packets or we're just doing our own homemade version, with romaine, tomatoes, red onion, cheese. That avocado cream is really good on a taco salad. Or you can do, just like cheese and sour cream if you want to. If you're doing the avocado cream, you could also add a little bit more lime juice, so it ends up being a little bit runnier, and then it works better as a dressing rather than a thicker, cream. Another one is like a grilled chicken salad. We do the grilled chicken on mixed greens, loaded with any veggies that are in our fridge, whether it is, broccoli, cauliflower, carrots, onion, like all of those different things, peppers. We just kind of load up whatever veggies are in our fridge, and we just slice up that well-seasoned chicken breast on top, and then you can use any dressing that you want on your grilled chicken salad. A balsamic is really good, like a balsamic and an olive oil mix, or you can, do ranch. We do actually like doing like a homemade ranch too, that is really good, and you can do that on, your salads, or you can use it on the side of your like protein carb veggie plate, and you can dip your chicken in there. You just have so many options. And one thing that when you are making meals like this, a lot of times you can see that the vegetables and the produce are combined, where like you're using similar things in multiple meals, and that's how you make meal planning super easy, because you're buying ingredients for all these different meals, but it's only like one type of ingredient, and you can make many meals out of it. So you're able to kind of prep that ingredient, and then you've got it for the rest of the week. So it makes the rest of the week super easy to keep going, because everything feels pretty prepped. So it's minimal cook time, it's minimal prep, because you're doing it at the front end of your week, and then it just makes the rest of the week so much easier. So if you are not used to using these types of meals, I encourage you to like grab one and try it and see how you and your family like it. And maybe it ends up being like one of those meals that it's like, hey, this is a really good way to use up a lot of the vegetables and produce that we have in our fridge. Or maybe it's just something that ends up being really easy. And it's just great to have those go-to meals to keep on your rotation, because it ends up just making things much simpler. And the thing I like about most of these meals as well is that they do make good leftovers, also. So if you need to have like a bigger meal and make a little bit more, and then you've got leftovers for the next night, and then you don't have to cook the next night, or you can use them as leftovers for lunches the next day. As long as you're storing them properly, they actually are really good as leftovers as well. So hopefully this is something that is inspiring to you to think outside the box when it comes to your meal ideas, or recognize what meals you're consistently making. And if you don't already have a master meal list, you want to start one and just brain dump any meals that you and your family love. And that can be your go-to. So when you sit down to write out your meal plan, you're not just running a blank. Like you have a full list already done that you can just pull from. And maybe these four go-to meals that I just shared with you will end up making it on your list, because you will love them. You'll think they're easy to throw together, and they work well with what you typically have in your home. So, a quick recap of those 4 go-to healthy meals that we make on repeat is number 1, stir fry. You get your protein, you use up all those veggies that are in your fridge, and then you serve over rice or cauliflower rice or even noodles, and then choose a sauce of your choice. Number 2 is chicken burrito bowls. You get your protein like grilled chicken, and then you add your black beans, corn, serve over rice or cauliflower rice, and then you load it up with, romaine lettuce, tomatoes, avocado or avocado cream, and whatever toppings you want. Number 3 is your protein plus carb plus veggie plate. And this is like grilled chicken and with roasted sweet potatoes and broccoli, or grilled chicken with rice or mashed potatoes, and then sauteed green beans, things like that, where you're just pulling a protein, you pull a carb, and you pull a veggie. And then your salads. And this is where you can get super creative. You can do like a taco salad, you can do a grilled chicken salad, you can do a harvest salad, you could do a strawberry balsamic salad. You can have so many options, and it can vary based on the season. So I hope that was helpful, and I will catch you back here on the next episode.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.